Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Working from home, protect your sensitive data with an extra layer of security at expressvpn.com/inside. Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's weekend roundup time, guys. We got a new report that the beefy, the Switch Pro, the chunky boy is coming out this year. Well, still alleged, but there's a lot of smoke to it. Let's talk about it. So this comes from Bloomberg, who reports that the new Switch will sport a bigger 7-inch, 720p resolution OLED display from Samsung that will be out in time for the holiday. Now that would be an upgrade size-wise from the Switch's current, the 6.2-inch screen or the 5.5-inch size of the Lite. That's not bad. That's still a decent size. I'm just saying. They said that Samsung will start production of the displays as early as June with an initial monthly target of just under 1 million units. Now, those displays are scheduled to be sent to assemblers around July. It sounds like the goal is to have the new Switch out in time for the all-important holiday shopping season. Of course, that makes sense. Bloomberg quoted a consultant who said that the OLED panel will consume less battery. That's good. Battery life, very important for the Switch. And, quote, offer higher contrast and possibly faster response time when compared to the Switch's current liquid crystal display. Now, why is Nintendo doing this? Because the Switch has sold super well in its 4 years on the market, but it's getting a little more pressure now because Sony and Microsoft obviously have their next-gen consoles out, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. There's clearly some force pressuring Nintendo now to update it. Even by Nintendo standards, the Switch's graphics are getting pretty long in the tooth. Bloomberg said the Switch Pro will support 4K Ultra HD graphics when paired with TVs. This is not a surprise. Nintendo and Samsung neither are commenting. Nintendo's kind of blown off talk of a Switch Pro coming out this year. President Shuntaro Furukawa said in February that Nintendo has no plans to announce a new Switch, quote, anytime soon. Yeah, but maybe later in the year they announce it. They like to do it when it's just a few months out. So if it's come out in the holidays, maybe late summer, maybe early fall. For years now, we have been hearing Nintendo has been planning a more powerful Switch that could handle better graphics. There have been references in the Switch firmware for about a year now. Eurogamer quoted security researcher Mike Heskin. He wrote back in January that the firmware pointed to an OLED or mini LED screen and the capacity to upscale HDMI output to 4K. So we'll see. We're a ways off still, but there's more to this story. I feel like the chances are good we're going to get it this year. We're going to get to the rest of the stories in just a second. But first, guys, let's talk. Pit Stop Coffee, great news. The search for your favorite coffee has ended. It's over. Now, coffee, it means something different to everybody. It could be your morning pick-me-up. It could be a drink to socialize with. Or if you're working from home, something to distract you from your kids. They want to watch Peppa Pig 1,000,000 times. Or Elmo. I'm sick of Elmo. You need coffee just to get through it. Or if you're working from home, something to distract you from the boss who's bugging you for those TPS reports. That's an Office Space reference. Very good movie. Whatever coffee means to you, Pit Stop Coffee has you covered. Pit Stop Coffee delivers premium specialty coffees straight to your door. Every order shipped the same day it's roasted to guarantee freshness. Free U.S. shipping on all coffee orders. They've got a huge variety of coffees, organic, single origin, naturally flavored coffee, your new favorite coffee, just a click away. Go to pitstopcoffee.com/discount/inside or use code INSIDE at checkout for 15% off your first order. You can subscribe or 10% off every order. That is a great deal, thanks to Pit Stop Coffee. All right, let's get to the rest of the stories. Epic Games just throwing their money around. They made another big headline-grabbing acquisition. Who did they buy? Tonic Games Group. Who is that? They're Media Tonic, but you might know them as the company that makes Fall Guys. Ooh, another big one. Why is Epic doing this? Well, when he announced the acquisition, Epic boss Tim Sweeney mentioned their efforts to build a shared virtual space for games called the Metaverse. Obviously, they've been doing this with Fortnite too. They've been having concerts, showing movies, all kinds of things. It's all basically an effort to get us more like Neuromancer, just all online all the time, even more so than we already are. Sweeney said, it's no secret that Epic is invested in building the Metaverse, and Tonic Games shares this goal. As Epic works to build this virtual future, we need great creative talent who know how to build powerful games, content, and experiences. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna all hang out together 24/7 and be little jelly beans who push each other off ledges. I'm all right with that, I guess. It could be worse. In their own announcement, Media Tonic called it a huge win for Fall Guys because it will allow them to hire even more staff. They wrote, since Fall Guys broke out in August, we put everything we have into the game, and the Fall Guys team has already grown massively from 35 to 150 plus, yet there is so much more we want to build for our players. They said, joining forces with Epic will accelerate our plans to improve the game game and bring Fall Guys to as many players as possible. They assured us this won't affect Fall Guys. They said the gameplay isn't changing. They'll continue to add new content via seasons. It'll also still be on sale on Steam and PlayStation. As for the plans to bring it to the Switch and the Xbox, those are still on too. Terms of the deal, not disclosed. Epic, they've done stuff like this before. You might remember a couple years ago, they bought Psyonix, which made Rocket League. So this makes sense. I can see how they would want Fall Guys. We're starting to get more info about what projects were canceled in the wake of Google closing Stadia's in-house development studios. Video Games Chronicle reported that Google was talking to Hideo Kojima, of all people, about making an episodic horror game for Stadia. Now, that could be cool. Episodic horror game, Kojima, why did that happen? Now, that might have been what Kojima was alluding to last year. He told the Japanese publication that a major project had been canceled, saying, "I'm pretty pissed, but that's the game industry for you." VGC also reported that Google scrapped a project from former Sega executive Yu Suzuki, as well as a sequel to Journey to the Savage Planet. Viking Minecraft, very, very popular. Of course, I'm talking about Valheim. It's all anybody is playing nowadays. It has sold 5 million copies in its first month on the market. That's insane. Richard Svensson, the CEO of developer Irongate, thanked the fans and said, "Your response is amazing, and we're excited to continue improving the experience as well as adding whatever Odin compels us to." Staying in character. I like it. The game came out in early access at the beginning of February. Very quickly became a hit. It also hit 500,000 concurrents on Steam recently, even dethroning Dota 2. That is not bad for a brand new game. If you haven't played it, it's described as a brutal exploration and survival game for 1 to 10 players set in a procedurally generated purgatory inspired by Viking culture. It's very addictive too. Once it gets its Viking hooks into you, you're hooked. All right, so here's a weird story to end on. Sony has filed for a patent to make PlayStation controllers out of bananas. True story. GamesIndustry.biz got a hold of the patent application, saying that it would be desirable if a user could use an inexpensive, simple, and non-electronic device as a video game peripheral, like fruit, apparently. Not just bananas, though. What about apples, oranges, kumquats, papayas? Sony said the patent would cover any non-luminous passive object being held by a user. The way it would work is that a camera would track the item, and then a game could either be trained to recognize objects as controllers, or you could pre-configure the game, set up certain specific objects that could be used like controllers. Kind of cool. Again, it's a patent. They do these kind of pie-in-the-sky ideas all the time. It might not ever be a reality, but it's an interesting concept. It would be funny just to watch a bunch of people playing with fruit. I would watch a 10-second video on that, not 11, because I don't have all the time in the world. All right, time for a 5-second review. This game has taught me I'm really bad at survival in any century. I couldn't handle 3 days of snow in Texas. I could not handle being a Viking. All right, let's talk about the games coming out next week. First up, Apex Legends. You know what Apex Legends is, guys. You played it. It's a free-to-play battle royale shooter where legendary characters with powerful abilities team up to battle for fame and fortune on the fringes of the frontier. Master an ever-growing roster of diverse legends. There's deep tactical squad play and bold new innovations that level up the battle royale experience, all within a rugged world where anything goes. It comes to the Switch March 9th. Cyanide and Happiness Freakpocalypse Part 1. From the creators of Cyanide and Happiness comes an all-new point-and-click adventure game filled with dark humor, drama, and all the weirdness you come to love and or dread over the years. It comes to PC and Switch March 11th. Did they say from the creators of Cyanide and Happiness? Yeah, the game is Cyanide and Happiness. We know y'all created it. That's really funny. Monster Truck Championship, a true monster truck simulation, a unique and challenging motor racing experience where local or online victory depends on your driving skills. There's 16 customizable tracks, 25 arenas, 3 leagues to win to become champion. It comes to PS5 and the Xbox Series X in the EU. Maybe it's the EU only. Maybe it's already out in the rest of the world. Yeah, come on. We have to have it first. We invented monster trucks. Anyway, it comes to the EU March 11th. Drive by. Take the battle to the streets in this car combat game with a delivery twist. Outdrive, outsmart, outdeliver your rivals. It comes to PC and Switch March 12th. And last but not least, Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. Time for a brand-bumping new Crash Bandicoot game. Crash forward into a time-shattered adventure with your favorite marsupials. Neocortex and N-Tropy are back at it again, launching an all-out assault on not just this universe, but the whole multiverse. Oh no, Crash and Coco are here, though don't worry, they're here to save the day by reuniting the 4 quantum masks and bending the rules of reality. It comes to the PS5, Xbox Series X, and the Switch March 12th. That's all the news I got for you this week. I hope you're having a great weekend, guys. We'll see you soon.